Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and today we have a little something different, something new, courtesy of my friends over at Mattel. We're going to be checking out the very first wave, the very first offerings of their new Masters of the Universe Transformers. Yeah, you gotta say it all with some enthusiasm here. You got to get all pumped and ready to go, because they're done with Turtles of Grayskull. Now they're on to Thundercats, and, well, now we got Transformers. Here's my honest thoughts on this. When I saw this at Comic-Con, and I was just kind of posting stuff, and everything's a mess. Everything's a mess at Comic-Con. And when I saw the initial image of Megatron Skeletor, I thought, oh, somebody made a custom. Not to say it didn't look good. I'm just saying, like, oh my God, this is a very real thing. So it just kind of threw me for a loop. Who are these for, you ask? Well, Mattel and Hasbro, they got together, and they're going to think, people who like Transformers, maybe you like Masters of the Universe. Maybe you like Masters of the Universe, and now you like Transformers. That's who it's for. Kind of remains to be seen, right? That's just kind of what it is. And I will be having a video on it, got the entirety of the Turtles of Grayskull. Thundercats, not really my thing, but they do look good. This is funny to me. It's so goofy, it's so dumb that it appeals to me. It's not exactly what I would do in terms of mashing these characters up. Like, let's talk about this. You have Megatron and Skeletor mashed up, and then you have Bumblebee and Man-at-Arms mashed up. So this, people have kind of had this question too. This is what Mattel would make. A lot of people have said, why didn't they make transforming vehicles from Masters of the Universe? Have them turn into robots and everything else. That's what Hasbro would make if that would be the thing, right? Mattel makes the Masters of the Universe, their style, and then Hasbro would make actually transforming things. So that's just how the two companies differ. Whether or not that happens, who knows? Perhaps we will see something like that. They've done it plenty of times, from Ghostbusters to Knight Rider to Top Gun. So I wouldn't put it past them at some point. With the actual figures, first and foremost, let's say this. And I'll kind of put this up here. The artwork is phenomenal. I love the artwork. It's just the perfect amount of goofiness. And also, I like all of the reformatting look. You got Snake Mountain right there. And I don't know the story. I don't even know if there is a story. We'll say that. But if I had to guess, I would assume that Unicron has come to Eternia and is, remaking everyone or something like that. Megatron Armor Skeletor raises a question. And so does Bumblebee Armor Man-at-Arms. Because you're assuming, and we'll just show you the back real fast. This is the bio. So it says infused with strength, raw power, Megatron. So it's not exactly a fusing of the two. It's Skeletor wearing Megatron's armor. So does that mean Skeletor killed Megatron? And it raises a lot of questions. That's too many questions that you would need for collecting these types of things. You can see that you have the Havoc Staff and Megatron's blaster, so those go together. And then you have the little doohickey here for his energy weapon. Now it's the Havoc Staff. So I like that. That's pretty cool. The box art right here, you got you got Skeletor on one side and you got Megatron on the other. The packaging is gorgeous. I guarantee you, I know from Mattel, I know exactly who got these going. He always makes such good packaging, that guy. But overall, the artwork is phenomenal. Here's the barcode for when these start to hit. I will put links down in the description below if you're interested in grabbing these. The Bumblebee Armor Man-at-Arms, Heroic Autobot Weapons Master. So again, did Man-at-Arms kill Bumblebee and take his armor? That's a question, right? That's the kind of thing I think about. Bumblebee on one side, Man-at-Arms on the other. My question is that, and this is kind of, and you'll hear my thoughts on Turtles of Grayskull, is that the mashups don't work. This works, and I would call him Skeletron, you know, or something like that. But I know that that's probably a taken name, as people have pointed out. And still, that's what I would call him, not Megatron Armor Skeletor. That's just kind of boring. Man-at-Arms, however, with Bumblebee, doesn't make a lot of sense. A lot of people have said Brawn, which the colors match, so Brawn, I think, would have been the better choice. Or even, as I said, Ironhide, just because of the attitude and the warmongering and everything else. That's just how I would see Man-at-Arms. But I think Brawn is a excellent choice as well. Bumblebee, not so much. Orko, Bumblebee, that would make some sense, but I digress. So we'll probably see He-Man with Optimus armor. We'll probably see Teela with RC armor, and then every other concoction under the sun. There's a lot to really kind of think about, but the main core characters like Starscream. Who would Starscream be partnered with? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Who's Skeletor's minion? Beastman? You know, it's kind of remains to be seen what they do. But regardless, it's goofy fun. It's for anybody who likes Master Universe Transformers. The only hiccup that I think is the miss is that the price on Target is around, I think it's $32. So a bit pricey. We'll see if these kind of entail that, how they feel. They look like completely brand new molds, so that's a plus. But like I said, we'll have to wait and kind of see. So I invite you all, thank you so much for being here. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the upcoming, from Mattel x Hasbro, which is crazy to say, their brand new Masters of the Universe x Transformers action figure line. Let's transform and roll out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is a little something different. I don't do a lot of unboxings, but I'm trying to switch it up, have some fun here. So we got the Bumblebee Armor Man-at-Arms. And as soon as I open the box, a little flappy, that's kind of cool. Again, I like that. When you can make it work, when you make it fun, you can cut this out. You can see all the Bumblebee armor. So it kind of goes to what I originally said. It's a dead Bumblebee, and Man-at-Arms is wearing him. So there you go. It still gives you all the stats and everything else, but yeah, there you go. It's confusing, to say the least. But here it is, all opened up. Now you get obviously the figure, and you get a comic book, which is always pretty cool that Mattel throws that in there, by the Energon of Grayskull. If I'm being honest, sometimes it works. Sometimes you have to take a step back and go, we'll leave it be. Maybe the people at home can say it. People like me, I would say, by the Energon of Grayskull. But when you see it in real time, yeah, it's got great artwork. That's really all I got for you on that one. It does have a little diagram. Let's see, here we go. Removable parts. So remove and swap parts. It shows you how to do it. Keep that if you'd like. The comic book, let's take a look at this. I'm just going to kind of go through it real fast. So yeah, it says Cybertron is lost. Autobots evacuate. Okay, so this is actually going to tell the story. Let's see if I was right. Maybe Unicron doesn't play a part in this. This is playing the Cybertron civil war between the Autobots and Decepticons over control. Okay, so it's the same thing, right? They leave Cybertron. The pod travel far across the universe before landing on Eternia. See? That's how they're doing it this time. The remnant containing the history of the Autobots is quickly discovered. Okay, so now we get it. All of the Autobots died. And now it's just the remnants, the memories of these famous Autobot Transformers. So Optimus Prime, leader, internal shifts, Man-at-Arms finds it. There's a sorceress. You get the idea. All right, so you're too late, Man-at-Arms, because, well, Megatron already has the armor. See, I keep saying it. Skeletron already has the Megatron armor. There you go. So, you get the idea. Energon of Grayskull will be ours. That's where we're at. Nope. He-Man busts in, punches Skeletor in the face, and absorbs all this, and they fight, and Oh, there you go. So now they're back at Man-at-Arms' lab, and yeah, you go. There's the first reveal if you want to see. You got He-Man as Optimus Prime. So that's definitely coming soon. And then on Snake Mountain, you have, let's see, so Scarecrow, together with Energon within Castle Grayskull, we could take over Eternius. So, wow, that's kind of cool. That's an interesting little tidbit. So you got Scareglow in the mix. And now, oh, Scareglow and Starscream together. I kind of dig that. That's kind of cool to see. Because it kind of reminds me of, you know, like Starscream is always the ghost. And he's like always dead. So yeah, that's a good combination. I take back some of the things I said. That's a good combination right there. So to be continued. Masters of the Universe X Transformers. Let's talk about the toys. All right, let's get Duncan out of here. So you got a shield. You got a Energon sword. You got a Bumblebee visor. You got a gun, a little zapper. You got Man-at-Arms' club. Looks like Bumblebee. And then, all right, there we go. We have Man-at-Arms with Bumblebee armor. Not too shabby. Now, like I said, this is a brand new mold, brand new figure. Well, let's see. Give you my honest takes right off the bat. No editing here. This, you got the armor pieces. They're removable if you'd like. You could take all this stuff off, which we can definitely do. But just to kind of see it in hand, not too shabby. Let's put the visor on him. Let's see how that... Wait, is it this way? No, I had it right. Let's see. Okay, so you got little hooks in here. Slots into the face, just like that. That's a tight fit, but it works. There you go. You got Bumblebee Man-at-Arms. Not too shabby. I don't know if I like it more with the mask or without, because now it just looks like Bumblebee Man-at-Arms, right? It's like that. So I guess it works both ways. You've got his shield. I definitely like, you know what this might be good for, this blaster is Megatron, the new Hasbro Studio Series 86 Megatron. We'll have to test that out. Don't let me forget, people at home. And then you got an Energon sword. That's cool. You have this, which there's no weapons storage, unfortunately. And then, well, let's see. Okay, so there you go. You have the gun and the sword. Of course, I knocked that out of his hand. There you go. Got the gun and sword, just like that. And then if you want to pop this out and use basically what, like the stinger shield, you could say. And then you got the sword. And that looks pretty cool as well. Or let's see if these even pop off. Okay, so the heads pop off and everything. I was going to try and kind of go from the bottom there. Oh, that's gone forever. There you go. So the head, you can pop that on there. Let's see. Yep, they're all removable, just like the He-Man Origins. So you can definitely do that at the waist too. There you go. So you can still do the whole customizing thing overall. Also, things like the boots can remove as well, unless you want to go peg leg Man-at-Arms if you'd like, at which you can also do that on, these are really on there, Megatron, so you can do that if you like. I don't want to push that all the way on. There you go, you can have a different choice of footwear. In the sense of a mashup, I kind of like it without the faceplates. Now, it might change, but yeah, overall, I think that's kind of cool. That's pretty interesting. So there you go. There's Bumblebee Man-at-Arms. Now I got to find that. Oh, it's right. It's right here. Thank God, right? And as you can see, Skeletor, he's got his Megatron armor right here. So you get a little read up on him. All of this aside now, all I'm looking forward to is Starscream and Scareglow. I think that is going to be a wild mashup. So here we go. Just through everything. You're gonna get the same comic book, so there's nothing different there. Megatron Skeletor, all mashed up. Let's get these out. First and foremost, I was gonna say he's got his little umbrella. This is like a Cybertron knife, but it's got the Havoc staff. That's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. See, you can have some fun with this stuff. Make it cool. Sky's the limit. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is like a not a bendy, but it's very flexible, like a whip. Like, right? That's what you'd expect from like Megatron. Also, I found that these two come apart, so you get 2 parts and pieces here, which means you can take Skeletor. Well, that was snug in there. Pop the hand off, and then just put. Be careful. Yeah, be careful with that because the peg is really long. So just go easy. You can either have it be handheld or it's like it looks like he's peeing fruit punch out of his hand right there. So there you go. But yes, it's supposed to be like when Megatron in the first episode, you know, bam, 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 he does the whole thing and whaps Optimus Prime in the face. You know, psh, 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 psh. And the fact that it's the Havoc staff ram head, that's really cool. I like that. Heck yeah. You got a little spike ball on the end. I dig this. I thought it was going to be like a solid plastic piece. We got the really cool looking Megatron Blaster Havoc cannon. Let's see. I know that they show you how to do all this stuff, but I like figuring it out for myself. So based on the instructions on the box, you basically do it like that, and then you can fold that. See? And it becomes like a Megatron Havoc Staff Blaster. Heck yeah. I dig that. That's actually pretty cool. Then you just put it right there, and it's back to normal. I like that. That's a little bit of a transformation. Heck yeah. Pop old Megatron out of here. And I see his little twisty ties are stuck in the joints. Okay, so there you go. You've got Skeletor. See, you gotta call him Skeletron. I know the name is probably taken, and you don't have to put it on the box. But Skeletron sounds so much better than Megatron Armor Skeletor. The guy doing the commercials back in the day would have been like, God, this is boring for kids. Anyways, the arms, that's pretty cool. You get a little. Okay, so you can pop the armor out. See, nah, it's you can. Let's say this: you can pop some of the armors off, but why would you? These are sculpted in; those aren't coming. I like how the flaps they go up. That's kind of cool. I totally dig that. Let's see. You can pop the heads off. Okay, so you got the same basic stuff. Let's see. Can you pull? Okay, it's all one piece. There you go. You can pull the arms off if you'd like. That way you can do things like this. So all of the parts, swap the arms, the lower torso, the heads. You can have fun with it. Kids, if you're into this, you can customize and make your own Transformers Master Universe figure, because I know you all been clamoring for that, but we all know who we're talking about here. Collectors, adults, yeah, you can do all this. Have fun. Do I see some weapon storage in the back? Yes, it looks like something can store here. Let's see. Nice. Cool, you got that going. And probably not so much. So at least you could put that there. That I dig that. Then you got his little Cybertron tuft. You got his little Cybertron booties. Okay, out of the two, yeah, Skeletron definitely is the cooler one. Kind of get his head going like that. I dig this. This is stupid. It's stupid. It's fun. It's just, again, like I said, the price is it's a little pricey. So I'll tell you, if you like it, grab them. But $25, yeah, prices being what they are, it's kind of the the sweet spot, we'll just say. Even though they're all new molds. They're all new molds. See? You can see that right there. Again, I do like that you can put the little weapons. That's what I wish Man-at-Arms Bumblebee had. So you got a little Havoc sword, knife. And then you can you can hold it like this, right? You can do that. Let's see how the cannon works. So this is what I was thinking it was going to do. There's these little slots right here, and that just fits on to his arm, and that is steady. There you go. So you can do the whole, heck yeah. See? Yeah, this is cool. It's so goofy. It's cool. So you can see, yeah, it just fits on just like that. And then remember, you can do this whole thing and fold it out. And then it has a little handle right there. So then he can go. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's see. There you go. Just kind of turn that around. And now he's got a giant Cybertronian Havoc staff. The mouth does not open any more than that. But, heck yeah, I totally dig that. And then on the other hand, you can get this going. And you can just... Oh, man. We have a lot of fun here with this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty solid. I dig this. I really like the Megatron Skeletor. Or, say it with me now, the Skeletron. And then real quick, so this is the new Hasbro Studio Series Megatron. This is the gun blaster that comes with the Man-at-Arms Bumblebee. And I think that it looks pretty cool. I was kind of bummed that Megatron didn't come with that. Because, you know, you got the whole, like, fall, blast you, like that kind of thing. And he holds it really well, especially with those articulated digits that he's got there. So, heck yeah. There you go. You got Megatron with a blaster if you want to go that route. Or I'm sure if you're Transformer collector, you got plenty of blasters, but this one just kind of resonates. It's kind of cool. All right, now just to kind of show you, we have the Hasbro Transformers, the new Studio Series, Optimus Prime and Megatron, and just to kind of show you how they square up from one another, you got Skeletron and Bumblebee at Arms. So, yeah, I mean, they're not going to really go per se, but this is going to give you an idea if you're into Transformers and Masters of the Universe and you want to see how they look together. Sure, why not? And now to show you the difference between the Transformer He-Mans and the Turtles of Grayskull He-Mans, they're all going to fit together. They're the same scale. The size may vary from figure to character, but yeah, they're all going to fit within that origin sort of styling, and they'll look good together. So if you like the mashups, if you're into this kind of thing, it's probably a no-brainer, and at least you know that you can put all of these together on your shelf if you so choose. And then to show you the difference between, let's say, He-Man, Master Universe, Masterverse, all of that. So yeah, they'll scale nicely with Origins. Like I said, it's going to vary from character to character, but all the origins in some way, shape, or form will go together. And then, of course, they're too small for Masterverse. Just for kicks, here is Megatron, or Skeletron, atop his mighty steed, Panther, which is kind of dawning on me. They're both purple. Why not combine the Nemesis with Panther, right? You get a little Nemethor. Some names work. Some don't. Parenthesis. No, just, yeah, we'll just leave it alone. And of course, one last comparison, because you gotta do it. We have Flipor, flipping some highly sought after merch, to Skeletron. There you go. That's pretty cool. If all the crossovers right there, Master Universe, I mean, at this point, you gotta put Flipor in the mix. You got Sunman in the mix. Hey, you gotta do a little Flipor next. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But yeah, those look pretty cool together. And right before we wrap it up, as I was kind of posing them out for the outro, you get a little gummy mouth right here. Look at that. You can kind of, it's not a hinge or anything like that. It's just kind of gummy enough to where you can move his mouth and make Skeletor talk if you desire. So there you go. These are fun. They're goofy. They are absolutely the dumbest thing I have seen yet, and that's coming from Turtles of Grayskull. But that's the fun of toys, isn't it? It's just supposed to be goofy nonsense. So you can either collect Transformers and Master Universe separately, or thanks to Mattel and Hasbro, now you can combine them and have a good time. These are just whatever. They're really just whatever. I like this. I'm curious to see what other designs. As the video kept going, I kind of liked Man-at-Arms with the mask now, so I'm going back and forth. But there you go. You've seen the first wave of the new Hasbro Mattel Master Universe X Transformers figures. Thank you again to Mattel for sending these out for the purposes of this video. As always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything ridiculous crossovers, and which characters do you think they should mash up next? Which I'm assuming they're going to go deep with this. I hope they do. You can't just do a couple here and there. You really got to give it your all. Mattel usually does that. So sky's the limit, I'm sure, and I'm curious to see where they take it. So until that happens, I will leave you guys with that. Adios.